Let's begin week 9 translating and solving equations. Hopefully you've had some time to take a look at the review. On the review sheet there are not any problems actually on the review sheet. There's just a sheet that I will make another copy of when school begins. We'll put that in your binder. And this equations review just gives you some words that you would use for addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, parentheses words, which are going to be real important in pre-algebra, and then the word equals, and then also turnaround words or red flag words. Those are going to be real important as we move into pre-algebra this fall. So take a look at this and maybe have this out as we go through the video and as you do your homework for week 9. All right, let's take a look at the video notes. Number 1 says 4 more than a number is 5. So the first thing I notice is I've got the word than, and that means that I'm going to have a turnaround word or a red flag word. And turnaround word is going to change the order of our equation. Keep in mind that normally we read everything from left to right. So we would say 4 plus a number, which is a variable, we're going to call it x, is equals 5. More than means that we're going to turn that around. But let's go ahead and write what we've got. So we know 4. We know more than means to add. We know that a number is a variable. Okay, so anytime it says a number, we know it's a variable. We're just going to call it x. We know that the word is means equals. And then we know 5. So the fact that we've got more than here means that we're going to turn this side of the equation around, only this side. So our answer is actually going to be x plus 4 equals 5. Now, technically, with addition, it doesn't really matter because if I were to write 3 plus 4, that would be 7. If I were to write 4 plus 3, that would be 7. But we're just getting used to the language of math, and the more you get used to the language and the more that you learn to read it, the easier math is going to be for you as you move up. Number 2 says 16 subtracted from a number is 12. Well, I see some red flag words again, or some turnaround words, subtracted from, but let's go ahead and write left to right what we've got. We've got 16. We know subtracted from means x, or subtraction, sorry. We know a number is a variable, so we'll call it x. Is equals, and then 12. We've got turnaround words though, so this side of the equation has to be turned around. X minus 16 equals 12. Let's look at number 3. Number 3 says the quotient of a number and 2 is the same as 6. If you look at your review sheet, you see that quotient means divide. So we've got a number and 2, and we're going to divide a number and 2. So we know a number is a variable. We're going to divide it by 2. Remember that we're not using the division symbol anymore. We're going to use the fraction bar. Okay, so remember that this means divide. We're not going to use this for right now. Okay, we're going to get rid of the division symbol. X divided by 2 is the same as, means equals 6. So we've got x divided by 2 equals 6 is our answer. Take a look at number 4. 5 times a number equals 25. So times we know means multiply. We've got 5 here. Times a number. A number is a variable, so we're going to call it x equals 25. Now, I know it says multiply, but remember when we're talking about pre-algebra, when you put a number next to a variable, this means to multiply. So we don't need to have a multiplication symbol. We don't need parentheses. In fact, I highly recommend that you don't put them there. You need to get used to noting that 5 and x next to each other means 5 times x equals 25. So 5x equals 25. All right, so those are technically our answers. Let's go back and solve them, because you're also going to solve them on your homework. And remember that we did this already a couple of weeks ago in our notes, so this should be fairly easy. Remember, we want the variable alone, so we've got a positive 4. We need to subtract 4 from both sides. X equals 1. We want this variable to be alone, x. So we've got a negative 16, so we want to add 16 to both sides. X equals 12 plus 16 is 28. Now remember, you can check them just like we did in our notes earlier this summer. X divided by 2 equals 6. So since it's divided by, we're going to multiply both sides by 2, and x equals 12. 5 times x equals 25, so we're going to divide both sides by 5 because that's the opposite of multiplication. X equals 5. If you still need some help with this, you can go to your my website, look at the useful links. You can take a look at Cool Math, Virtual Nerd, Khan Academy, any of those things, or you can send me a message if you have any specific questions. Once you're finished and you understand how to do it, go ahead and get started on homework number 9, translating and solving equations. There's only actually 4 problems. It says 1, 2, 3, 5, but it's actually 4. So we're going to have 4 problems, and you need to translate them and then solve them, just like we did in the video notes.